Welcome back to Royal Swag Auto. Today we will be doing an oil change on the PT. Now I recommend that your engine, you make sure that your engine is cold or cool when you're doing it, because if your engine is hot and you're doing it, that oil is gonna be a problem. That oil gonna be hot. So it's highly recommended that before doing an oil change, if you just alright, if you've been driving your car and then you park it and you plan on doing an oil change, let your car sit for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, giving it plenty of time to cool down so that the oil don't be hot. It's still gonna be some type warm, it's gonna be kind of warm still, but it won't be scorching hot. Okay? So now, normally I go to Express Oil Change to have my oil change done on my PT, but I'm having issues with my PT to where it keeps stalling out when I'm driving it. I don't know if it's the key, the sensor, my key's jacked up anyway, so I need a new key and a new key fob. Well, mainly a new key fob, but it's stalling out when I'm driving, and that's a problem. Trying to figure out what the problem is. I changed the camshaft anyway. Changed the camshaft sensor, changed the map sensor, changed the mass airflow sensor, throttle body. I changed out the throttle body, and it's still stalling out. So I got plans to take it to someone probably next week. They're more on a professional, high quality type, level than I am. So they're going to take a look at it and tell me what's going on. I'm going to explain to them everything that happened, from the accident to changing the TIPM to, to all of that. So, yeah, so let's get started. First thing you want to do is jack your car up. Put it on jack stand. PT is kind of low and the bump is kind of stupid. So you want to do both sides. Jack up both sides and put it on jack stands. After you put it on jack stands, you open up the oil cap. After opening up the oil cap, the draining plug is right here, and the oil filter is right next to it. So for the draining plug, somebody told me it was a 13 millimeter, and that ended up not being true. I had to use a 16 millimeter socket to break this loose and open it. So once you break it loose, you let it drain out all the way. You want to drain out all of the oil, all of it. As you can see, it's still coming out. So let it drain all the way out. Once it finishes drain all the way out and it's down to like little drips, drip, then you get a towel or cloth, and then you wipe it. So when it gets to this point, what you want to do, wipe around it. And then put the plug back on. Wipe it again. Get your ratchet. Get your ratchet. You tighten it back up. Not too tight. Not too tight, but you want to make sure it's nice and snug. Alright. Now the next step is to take this off. I'm sorry. This off. Now you want to turn it outwards. And with the PT, this thing is annoying. I had to use this in both hands to break this. So put this back under. Put the bucket back under. Look at that. Wrap it up in this. As y'all can see, from the took the filter off, and there's still excess oil in there, excess, whatever you call it. So a little bit of oil in there. You let that drip out. After you let the excess drop out, with the new oil filter, you want to make sure you dip your finger in the brand new oil and just pass it around this rubber gasket on this oil filter. So the new oil filter, the rubber gasket for the new oil filter, you want to use your finger to pass oil, the new oil, on that rubber gasket. Because if not, it's either going to end up stripping, and you're going to lose the oil, and that's going to mess up your engine. Or the next time you try to do the oil, it's going to be much harder for you to take out. You want to make sure you only hand tighten it. If you use a tool, then there's a big chance you can strip that gasket. So just use your hand to tighten it. And then when it gets nice and snug, then you're good. Alright, that's good. Now the next step, after you jack the car down, you want to put 5 quarts of oil in here. After you put all 5 quarts in there, you put the oil cap back on, start the car up for 60 seconds, turn it off, check the level, and then you're done.